Imagine finding out at 12 years old that the people raising you aren't your real parents, that your biological mother gave you away, that your father, nobody knows who he is, and the man in your house, the one who was supposed to love you, looks you in the eye and says, you will never amount to anything. Most people don't survive that kind of childhood. Larry Ellison didn't just survive it, he built a $400 billion empire just to prove that man wrong. This is the story of the orphan who built Oracle.
Each of you has a chance to discover who you are rather than who you should be. A chance to live your dreams, not the dreams of others.
Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison is now the world's second richest person.
Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison.
What does it take to make $100 billion in a day? Ask Larry Ellison. He's a co-founder of Oracle, the tech company, and he's just pulled off the impossible. $100 billion in a day. His wealth skyrocketed overnight. For a few hours, he was the richest person in the world, even richer than Elon Musk.
1944, New York City. A 19-year-old woman gives birth. Alone, unmarried, broke. She names him Lawrence, but she can't keep him. 9 months later, the baby gets pneumonia. It's serious. She panics, and she makes a decision that will haunt Larry Ellison for the rest of his life. She gives him away. Her aunt and uncle in Chicago take him in, Louis and Lillian Ellison. And just like that, Larry has a new name, a new city, a new life. But here's the thing nobody tells you about adoption. The love isn't always equal. Lillian adored Larry, warm, gentle, the kind of mother every child deserves. Louis, he was the opposite, cold, critical, harsh. A man who had lost everything in the Great Depression and never fully recovered, not his money and not his warmth. Every time Larry failed a test, every time he made a mistake, every time he dared to dream, Louis was right there to crush it. You will never amount to anything. Larry heard that so many times it started to feel like the truth. And then, at age 12, it got worse. That's when they told him he was adopted. The people he called mum and dad weren't actually his. His real mother had given him away like he was something she didn't want. For a 12-year-old boy on the south side of Chicago, that destroys you, or it hardens you. For Larry Ellison, it did both. Larry was sharp, brilliant even. At the University of Illinois, he was named Science Student of the Year. This kid, who had been told his whole life he was worthless, was beating everyone around him. But then came the phone call that changed everything. His adoptive mother, Lillian, the one person in the world who believed in him, she was gone. Cancer. Larry didn't finish his exams. He didn't say goodbye to his professors. He just left. He enrolled at the University of Chicago for 1 semester, dropped out again. 2 colleges, 0 degrees. By society standards, Larry Ellison was a failure. He packed a bag and moved to California with nothing but a head full of code and a chip on his shoulder the size of Lake Michigan. No plan, no safety net, no family waiting for him. He took whatever jobs he could find. Programming here, data entry there, moving from company to company, never staying long, never fitting in. His bosses didn't know what to do with him. Too aggressive, too opinionated, too much. But one job changed everything. A company called 𝗕𝗿𝗃 hired him. And there, Larry met 2 men who would become his partners, his co-founders, his brothers, Bob Miner and Ed Oates. Together, the 3 of them won a contract to build a database system for the CIA. The project had a code name, Oracle. 1977. Larry Ellison is 33 years old. No degree, no pedigree, no venture capital. Just a wild idea, and 2 guys who believed in him. He invests $1,200 of his own money. They name the company Software Development Laboratories. Not the most exciting name, but what they were building? Revolutionary. See, at this time, databases existed, but they were clunky. You had to go in manually, search through mountains of data, and pull out what you needed. It was slow, it was painful, it was broken. Larry had read a paper by an IBM researcher named 𝗥𝗶𝗰𝗵𝗺. The paper described something called a relational database, a system where you could ask the computer a question in plain language and it would find the answer instantly. IBM read the same paper and did nothing with it. Larry Ellison saw a billion-dollar opportunity sitting right there, completely ignored. He moved fast, and like the CIA project before it, he called the product Oracle. Their very first customer, the CIA again. And in a move of pure audacity, they labeled the product version 2. There was no version 1. They just wanted customers to think the software had already been tested. It worked. Oracle started growing fast. IBM adopted it. Other companies followed. Sales doubled, then doubled again, year after year after year. The kid nobody wanted had built something the entire world needed. But this story isn't clean. By 1990, Oracle nearly collapsed. Their sales team had been booking fake revenue, overstating numbers, lying to investors. The stock crashed, lawsuits piled up, 400 people lost their jobs. Larry had to look in the mirror and admit it. Oracle had made a massive mistake. Most CEOs would have run. Larry restructured everything. He fired people, he rewrote the rules, he rebuilt Oracle from the ground up, leaner, tighter, more ruthless than ever. By 1992, Oracle was back, and it never stopped. Through the dot-com boom, the crash, and the rebuild, Oracle dominated. Acquisitions, cloud, AI infrastructure. In September 2025, Oracle stock hit a level that made Larry Ellison, briefly, the richest person on earth.
Oracle is having its biggest jump since 1992.
$393 billion. The orphan from the south side of Chicago, the college dropout, the kid whose father said he'd never amount to anything. #1 in the entire world. Lewis Ellison told his son he would never amount to anything. Larry spent the next 50 years building the answer. Not with rage, not with bitterness, but with something far more dangerous, relentless, quiet, unstoppable ambition. He didn't need a perfect beginning. He didn't need a loving father or a college degree or a safety net. He needed one thing, the unshakable belief that he had something to prove. And he proved it to the whole world. Sometimes the people who have the least to start with end up building the most.